Okay, how can I pick up the pieces when everything breaks with every day? I'm getting older, I feel the weight upon my shoulders. I'm strong enough, I'll rise above. It's all gonna be okay. If I can be anything, I think I'm gonna be me. I know I gotta be me. Nowhere else I wanna go, no one else I'd rather be. I think I'm gonna be me. I think I'm gonna be me. Everything's changing, just trying to navigate. Oh, I keep on believing I'm gonna find my way with every day. I'm getting older, I feel the weight upon my shoulders. I'm strong enough, I'll rise above. It's all gonna be okay. If I can be anything, I think I'm gonna be me. I know I gotta be me. Nowhere else I wanna go, no one else I'd rather be. I think I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me. I think I'm gonna be me, me, me. I know I gotta be me, me, me. 'Cause nowhere else I wanna go, no one else I'd rather be. I think I'm gonna be me. I know I gotta be me, me, me. 'Cause nowhere else I wanna go, no one else I'd rather be. I think I'm gonna be me. I think I'm gonna be me.
Happy What Up Wednesday! Keely Dunn, FH Empires, you're the third team, and here we go again. And as threatened, I swear it, this is it. This is the time we are going to have a quick show. Yes, I know. I know you don't believe me. I don't believe me either, to be honest. But apparently, if you say things out loud, you manifest them into existence. I've been reading about these things on the internet. Welcome everyone, and I want to give a couple of special welcomes to people who I know have been around the community but haven't necessarily been around live. Nirmal, great to see you. Oh my goodness, that's way too small. Come on, we gotta get this moving. Get a little credit going here. And okay, I think I'm happy with that now. Nirmal, great to see you. Nice to have you live, and Noah as well. Noah is finally watching live for once. I guess, look, every day of the week, somebody's not going to be able to make it, including me. So let's go around my schedule first, and then we'll work around everybody else's. There you are. This is what we're doing today. And this is it, the 2023 for 1 month indoor rules. And is this a hit? Isn't it adorable? It's just so cute. It's just a cute little show. Yeah, it's not happening. But honestly, 2023 for 1 month indoor rules, they come into effect. Oh, I didn't want to show that screen just yet. Look, I'm not gonna lie. This show is gonna be, if anything goes right, it's gonna be by accident. But we do have effective on December 1st some new rules of hockey. So, as I love to do, I'd like to go through what the changes are because what has Santa brought us this year? Is it a lump of coal in the toe of the stocking? Or is it a brand new Range Rover? I don't know. I don't know. I do sort of know because I looked, but I'm not. I don't think it's a lump of coal, but it's not exactly everything that maybe we were all hoping for. Now, I put a link in the description for the there's this app that Mike Mack introduced me to probably a couple years ago now. Maybe it was last year during the first indoor change, and it's free. There's a link, you click on it, and it will bring up this. It will bring up the 2022. So I've already set this up, and you can go through this yourself. So if you like to nerd, I like to nerd, we can nerd together. And you can check this out and see if there's anything that I happen to miss. Now, obviously, what this does is it picks up everything. When it redlines, it's looking for differences in spacing and typeset and that sort of thing. But you can see pretty quickly when you actually visually, when you look at the pages themselves instead of looking at, say, all of the pink and blue that's in the middle of the column there. I'm moving my mouse and you can't see that. That there aren't actually that many changes, but let's find them. Let's find what's there, okay? Little changes about, okay, I gotta make this screen way bigger. There's no way I'm gonna see all this if I don't make it bigger and move all these windows out of the way. There we go. Girls' old eyes, you know? Okay. I wait, I need to put my music on too. There. Peace. Okay. So obviously a little bit of changes to the announcement of when these should, may be incorporated, and talking about COVID things that happened in the past. Buckle up. They might have wished they'd kept that in there. Applying the rules, nothing much has changed, except we do have a whole section that has sort of been taken out, and in applying the rules, they simply highlight what has been changed coming up, that time is not to be stopped to allow a replacement for a goalkeeper who has been suspended or injured to put on the full goalkeeper equipment. Okay. And I think it would be nice if they would actually, somebody take a note on this. It would be really nice if they could actually change the wording, add a definition for what, have it as a defined term. Goalkeeper equipment is this, because people who aren't goalkeepers can't wear kickers, they can't wear leg guards, they can't wear helmets, they can't wear blockers, which are an excess size of glove protective equipment. So that could be a defined term in the rules. All these things. And then you could just refer to them instead of saying protective equipment, which to a lot of us means protective equipment is the bigger gloves, knee guards, maybe toe guards, something like that. Those could be defined as protective equipment, and you could have another definition for that. And then we'd all know what we're talking about. Wouldn't that be fun? What? I'm crazy. I'm just talking crazy here. Oh wait, sorry. I do have to shout out Just. Oops. There. I was pressing the wrong buttons. It's really, I'm trying to finish the control elevator course. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And I realized I missed a whole section. So, Rupert's here, Goddard's, yes. Trailing emojis, 4 hours later. So Rupert's moved to the States and he gets winter now, like actual winter, not the pretend winter that Europe and the UK have. Like, I mean, Western South-ish. Okay, forget it. I'm done. Hi, Simon. But you're Taff? Taff on the Hockey Radio. Oh, it is Taff on the Hockey Radio account. I heard about him being hostage for a while. I hope that all went, oh, too soon? I should have made that joke. I heard that he was, see, now I can't make the joke. Gayatri's here. I'm glad Taff's back. I have been listening to the show. Good job, Hockey Radio friends. Oh, and Simon had just been doing the draftable thing. There you are. Casper, haven't seen you for a while. Thanks for being here. And then yeah, everybody's dog piling on. Hendrik, haven't seen you there either. Who's not cool enough to wear that? Oh yeah. Yeah. Like regular people, they're not cool enough to wear goalkeeper equipment. And in fact, the defined term could be cool goalkeeper equipment. Does that make you happy? There you go. Let's see. It would have been nice if they had sorted the terminology section alphabetically that they have in outdoor. That is very handy. But as you can see in the terminology, there are no changes except, oh, they removed that hyphen because, boy, we wouldn't want to get confused about whether the backline was hyphenated. I remember a couple years ago, I have a very prestigious copy editing certificate from the Mount Royal University in Calgary. But it fits with my personality that I like to try to get those little details right. And I remember when I was doing some writing that I'd go to the rule book and I'd see that it was hyphenated. I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I think that's actually hyphenated. And then I would go out on the internet and research it, and it wasn't supposed to be hyphenated. And I thought, so who am I going to be consistent with? The International Federation, which is my rules body boss, or good grammar. And I went with, I think I went with the FAH. And sometimes these things matter because if you're like me, or if you're one of those people on the internet who thinks that searching is a good idea, have you heard of the Google? Have you heard of Command F? Control F for you poor folks on inferior operating systems. Command K. Command K is my favorite command. Use those and you can find stuff in documents and in apps and in your database and all those things. And if you don't use the correct word, you don't use the correct spelling, and you throw a hyphen there, sometimes the wildcardishness doesn't catch. So it's important to know the difference. Unfortunately, it's not just pedantry. Somebody look that up for me. Indoor is Sunday for Godders, and new rules is happening. And Normal, you're playing indoor on the 10th, so knowing new rules will be very handy. Well, I absolutely agree. For some reason, push and flick have been highlighted as changed. I don't see anything different there. Let's go through the nothing in the pitch. Scroll. Here's our first change. And this is under 2.3G about stopping time on substitutions. So this is a reiteration of something that we do already know. So this isn't actually a change. This is just a point of emphasis. Of all the points to emphasize, this is a point to emphasize. That we are not to stop time. If a field player needs to put on protective equipment, I guess goalkeeper equipment, because they're only supposed to wear protective equipment during penalty corners, and so anyway, I'm not happy with this change. First of all, it's unnecessary. I think it actually introduces a little ambiguity because of the phrase protective equipment. Instead of just saying if a field player is going to substitute in as a goalkeeper wearing goalkeeper equipment or something to that effect. Like, let's workshop this. I've been threatening to start a rules changes forum channel in the server, and maybe this will be the catalyst. You can tell me. Okay. Yeah, it's probably a white space thing. There you go. Fun they removed the half line in the goal line terminology, but not the term backline itself. Not in the term backline itself. I didn't even catch that. No, thank you. And this is going to be important, gang, because I am a little bit not quite focused today. Please do jump in with anything that I miss, anything I get wrong. This is a collaborative effort today. This is not a lecture. This isn't like last time where I was really like, here, let me give you a course. Today, we're working together. Okay, players' clothing and equipment, nothing changing. Nothing changing about, say, masks and such. Match and result is staying the same. And we're running through to 6.5. No changes to 6.5. Okay. And I'm just put a pin in this because we're going to circle back to this, because this is the Pibworth rule has come to roost in indoor, but not quite fully, or not necessarily in the most thorough way that we could have imagined. Okay. Ball outside the pitch, nothing has changed there. Now, one of the conventions you can look for, and this is from the legal world as well, that black lining, which is the black line that you see, for example, here beside 7.4 down the side on the 2022 version of the rules, that should indicate that something has changed there. So it's a form of highlighting, but in a very specific, this is different from the last time you saw these rules. But we're going through draftable because I can't trust it. Sorry, this is a very public enemy situation. Can't trust it. So we're gonna comb through with the help of this. Okay? Nothing changing in the nines. In the 9-9s, nothing changing. And nines, of course, are all of the conduct. Basically, your general fouls that you word. So nothing clarifying hitting, nothing clarifying about trapping or those forms of obstruction. Goalkeepers, you just keep doing your due. You know? Just do goalkeeper things. GK's doing GK things. Nothing changing there. Little spelling error getting caught here. Umpire blow the whistle too. Umpires blow the whistle too. Excellent. Good work. And we get into penalties. Okay, pretty soon something's gonna happen. Something's gonna change. This is the worst rule change review session ever. It's so boring. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. We're taking a penalty corner. Nothing's changing. Nothing's changing. 4.2 bullet 5, bunch of new stuff marked as new about removing PC equipment. Pause. What did I miss? Bullet 5. I didn't see anything different. What have I missed? I don't see any changes that I've missed. What have I done? Come on, CP, what's happening here? We're gonna go back to the 13s, and Simon is gonna tell me what I'm missing. Okay, this is where something actually changes, and yes, left is the old rules. Okay. And this is where we have a change. 13.5, the Pibworth rule that has been established in outdoor comes to effect. Now, I did a whole show, or a bit. I think I did 2 shows perhaps where I mentioned the Pibworth rule, but I will put a link. There should be a link actually in the description to the Orange Road versus Victoria situation that a year and a bit ago, was highly contentious because nobody actually knew this rule, including me. I didn't actually even know that the rule had come into effect. Before there it was, all of a sudden, Mr. Pibworth was the one who pointed it out, talked about its manifestations, and that is why hereinafter we refer to it as the Pibworth rule, that a bully does not end a penalty corner. So if you have a penalty corner that's playing overtime, the regular time of a quarter or a half has expired, but the penalty corner is continuing into what could be called extra time. Then if a bully is called for whatever reason, the play actually must be restarted with a penalty corner. The penalty corner has not been completed. Okay, here we go, Pibworth rule. And so what they've done is under 13.5, they've removed clause F, which had under the indoor rules and the older outdoor rules been one of the conditions under which a penalty corner would be completed. And they've done this basically on grounds of fairness and logic, because bullies can be awarded because umpires make a mistake and they call, for example, a free hit for the defense, but actually no foul occurred. And they're like, oops, stop play. Normally, in the rest of the world, we do a bully, but we can't do that in extra time. Okay? What's different about this, though, from outdoor, is that when I take this away, let me go back to, so we're now in the outdoor rules, just for full clarity. The outdoor rules includes this helpful little paragraph. In the case of award of a bully at a penalty corner without any of the conditions of 13.5A to F being completed, then the penalty corner is retaken. Very clear. Very clear. And what it actually means is now that any time during the game when you would normally award a bully, you simply retake the penalty corner. Is that unfair on the defending team? Maybe. Would it be unfair on the attacking team not to get to retake that corner? Sometimes, yes. It's just a line in the sand that they've drawn. And this clause does not exist in the indoor rules. And I think the problem is, as a legal thinker, when I look at differences, usually a difference imparts some meaning. The fact that something is there in one form and then is not there in another form implies that it's a conscious decision, and that means that we don't apply it in the same way. But as we've seen with the rules of hockey, we can't make those assumptions. It just isn't necessarily the way that it goes. There are many omissions and mistakes and things like that. So you can see that in the indoor rules here, we do not have under 6.5 that helpful little guidance that would have happened right under clause D here, saying, in the case of a bully being awarded during a penalty corner and none of the conditions of 13.5A through F have occurred, then the penalty corner must be reawarded. So not as great as you would want. I'm looking forward to your reviews. I'd like to hear We Rate Rules. We Rate Rules, new Twitter account that I'm going to start. And I'd like to see what y'all think of this particular edition of the rulebook. Are we working in the top? You know, are we looking at a 6, maybe a 7 out of 10, or are we underneath? Let me know. Okay, so 13s. Let's see. So nothing. We've already gone through the 13.5. 13.8, nothing changing about penalty strokes. Nothing changing about personal penalties. And that is that. Just for F's and giggles, I'm gonna just go through the umpiring objectives and just see if they've changed anything there. And umpiring, timing.
Happens every 20 or 30 years.
And nothing has changed in that section at all. So, you're up to date. Now, this probably isn't for those of you. Oops! I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. For those of you who are going into your indoor seasons now, probably not enough to get you fully up to date. That kind of cursory overview. Oh my god, I have something to help. That's wrong. Do this. Hi. There's an indoor comprehensive course available, and this actually forms the certification materials for candidate umpires in our local area in Calgary. But for the rest of you, this would be a soup to nuts. You can go through every single step and you will get absolutely everything that should prepare you to be a solid level 1 and, dare I say, potentially level 2 indoor umpire in your area. So this is available now, and a QR code is there, and you can check that out. AJ, let's have a look. Check out 13.6e. Well, don't you threaten me with a good time. Let's go see. Rupert's doing his first indoor day ever on Sunday, 8 games. And Rupert, you went through the whole course. I'd love to hear some feedback from you. I know a lot of it would have been very basic stuff for you. Like I said, it's a comprehensive, it's not an intensive. I do have an indoor updater as well that I could make available. And that's more for people who know indoor but maybe haven't done anything for the last few years because Panini, and they decided, okay, now's the time to get back into indoor. And thank you. I'm glad it was helpful. I mean, I'm looking more for like glamorously fun, best time ever on a Saturday night, those kind of reviews, but okay, I'm just kidding. I'm not looking for that. 13.6. Oh, I do see some highlights. House? Is this 13.6? Yes. Okay, for an offense during the... Oh, yes, thank you. See, I knew something was missing. It seemed wrong. So this has been revised to fall in line with the outdoor rules as well, that if an attacker breaks early on a penalty corner, then the injector goes to the opposite 9-meter line, aka top of the opposing circle. All the way back there. Pretty easy. It's kind of nice. Yes, and thank you very much, AJ. I appreciate that. I knew I was going to miss something, so that is fantastic. Okay, did I get everything now, though? I was pretty sure it was only those sort of 3 things. The substitution, no stopping for field players putting on goalkeeper equipment, and the Pibworth rule, and now with a reminder, the injector going to the opposite 9-meter line. Simon, is there an outdoor to indoor conversion course, or is it all different enough to start from scratch? Well, the updater might be the right choice for you, Simon, because you've probably just done an indoor sort of, or an outdoor level 1. Yeah, that might work out for you as well. So I will grab that link as well. Or you can go to the shop, and I think you can find it in there. fhumpires.com/shop. And you just go to courses, and you go to intensives. It'll be categorized as an intensive. So there you are. Any questions on that? Any ponderances? Any concerns? Is there anything that they should have put? There were many things they should have put in those rules, but they didn't. One edition of the tournament's taking place in the next 2 weeks. Masters Pan Am Cup in Argentina. Going to be confusing for going from freezing to 80s. Oh, Hendrik, let me tell you, I did quite a few tournaments in South America around this time of year. And I remember in January of, 2006, it was minus 30. I got on the plane at minus 30 here in Calgary, and I got off the plane and it was 33. And I walked off the plane, got to the hotel, met some of my umpiring friends in the lobby. They said, "Hey, Keels, just grab your kit bag. We're going to do a training match and, you know, like a warm-up. You want to come and do the match?" I'm like, okay. So I was so jet lagged. It wasn't even funny. It was terrible. And that is, yeah, that's the fun part of a global game. And now you need some indoor hockey to umpire. Well, let's hope that there are going to be more and more understandings, more and more generation of the game. But with Netherlands recently making the decision that they were not going to compete in either indoor or hockey fives due to conflicts in the international calendar and overusing athletes and stretching financial resources too thin, if the Netherlands can't do it, how the hell are the rest of us doing it? No idea. No idea. The easy answer is just don't do hockey fives. That'll make it easy. You have 4 days to adjust. Well, Hendrik, I hope you have an awesome time. Masters pan out. That is awesome. So, as Hendrik was saying, other tournaments going on right now. Let's just skip around to it because it's a good seg. I don't know if you can tell, I'm like peeking over because I do have the Argentina-Spain game from the Women's Junior World Cup going on just over in the corner of my screen. Just so I can just have my eye in. So the World Women's Junior World Cup has kicked off in Santiago today. I had all the times wrong. Ernst, I'm not blaming you. But am I actually not blaming you? India smashed Canada a couple hours ago, or just sort of that match just started about half an hour ago. Oh, video referral been upgraded to a stroke. That's a big call. And Argentina's going to step up, and this could be the first goal of the game. And Korea played Zimbabwe in the morning. That means that we are kicking off a season of watch parties. So if you are not yet part of the FH Umpires 3rd team, FHU3T, and you don't have a green or yellow membership, you are going to be missing out because the next 2 weeks are going to be bonkers. We are going to be watching so many games together because I'm going to watch them anyway, so I might as well watch them with friends. Everybody says, Keely, you should take a break. And I'm like, well, I have to watch the games. And I know nobody has a gun to my head, but it's so useful for me to be able to put together the whole picture of what's going on so that when I dissect one particular play, I'm not doing so because that's the only hockey I've watched in a month. Just watching this highlight on Instagram. I have literally watched 72 matches of a 76 match tournament in order to understand what the umpires are trying to do, who is performing, who is, underwhelming, what trends am I seeing, who's working well together, what's happening with positioning, where are the mistakes coming, all those sort of things. That comes because of a volume of matches that I'm watching, and you can be a part of that too. And so jump into the FH Umpires 3rd team. I will have some links coming up in a sec, but if you go to FHU3T.com, that'll take you there. But if not, FHUmpires.com/FHU3T. That will definitely get you there too. Let's see, what else do I have for announcements? We're still working on the GoFundMe that Ayanna McLean has launched for a hockey friend. And just a reminder again, if you haven't had a chance to contribute yet, it would be so appreciated if you would. This person is a huge member of the hockey community and gave a number of years of service in order to achieve what they did. Pause. And they're going through a very rough time right now. And the hockey community, one of the best things about us is that we do step up and we help our own and we help each other. That is where all of our best qualities come through. So have a look. The link is in the description for the GoFundMe. You can also go straight to Ayanna's Instagram. You can go to her profile and the link will be on her bio as well. So do have a look at that. I would like to congratulate. I think that might be a little loud. I noticed that when I was doing replays. We have a bunch of joiners in the Green 3rd team. They know what's up. They know what's happening this week. They know it's gonna be a lot of chaos. Simon, Bruce, and Adam, all of the Englands. Congratulations, and I'm really looking forward to getting to know. I know Adam hangs out here a lot. I see him a lot on the Facebooks. I'm sorry about that, but don't worry, we're here to save you from that. We'll fix it. Simon, of course, is watching, and he was talking about Boo being involved in indoor and all that sort of thing. And Bruce can't wait to get to know you better and find out all the things that we can support you with. And congratulations for being from North Yorkshire, which is where my family is from as well. So nice to have you. Let's see. Did I get to everything? Oh no, there was also this one thing. And that doesn't work. This is the last day. And if the code, if it's not still on 30% off, just hold until after the show and I'll make sure that it goes. Because I have to shoot another little add-on to a unit. I was doing all the editing yesterday and I saw, holy crap, I didn't talk about what to do with 2 yellow cards. I have very strong feelings on that topic. Those of you who have been around the live streams and been in the server know that I have some very strong feelings on that topic. And some very, I think, solid arguments as to why we would conduct ourselves in certain ways and make certain decisions about 2 yellow cards and what we do with those. That's gonna get recorded as soon as I'm done this. I gotta put my black shirt back on. Look, you get the behind the scenes. You get the behind the scenes. So I'm going to extend the pre-order price for the rest of the day. fhumpires.com/CE. I don't have a nice, pretty stinger, but there's a QR code. That should help. Okay. Let's just catch up with some comments there. Yeah, I know. This is what we hear every year. But when I look at what Will Davies been able to do with Indoor Hockey UK, when the Copper Box turned around and jacked up the prices like 5 times or something insane like that, he just said, okay, I'm going to find somewhere else. And he did. And now you're going to Crawley Arena, I think? Southeast-ish? South? I don't know. I'm not an expert. But where there's a will, there is a way. And where there is foreplanning and forethought and commitment, stuff happens. So I believe that UK and Western Europe can figure out indoor and make it a part of their regular programs. And guess what? Climate change is not going to give us a choice. We're going to lose the sport altogether unless we move indoor. Outdoor, indoor, indoor, outdoor, all the things, but covered, some protection from the weather, all that stuff. That is what we're going to need. There, Tom, don't you go bringing logic into this. We don't need any of that silly sass. You're not allowed to actually say truth here. And that's from the Dutch experience. Simon, I will put the link. Let's see. I actually have the page open right now. So, and now if you mean from match by match, that is match by match. And so usually every day somebody, Mike McCartney, will pull this off as well and post it in the server and say, hey, for today's appointments, this is what we've got. Maybe he's not doing it for this tournament. I'm not saying he should. I'm not saying, Simon, that you could do that. You could come into the server and you could post that every day. Like, I wouldn't be mad. Exactly. And I did see the list of umpires. Very exciting. Nice to see some of you in the mix. Very good. Very good. Okay. Do it now. Do it now. do know. I don't know what we're doing now, other than signing up for the control elevator. Taff, I can't believe you sat through the whole thing last week. That was amazing. All right. I think that's all the announcements. Let's look at a clip because, come on, that's really what we're here for, right? Don't we love this? Is this a hit? Got a DM from
Strafcorner voor Klein Zwitserland.
Ben.
Het is de push van Aki Kepler. Het wordt een
I
variant
think
op Nico Keenan.
on
En die
this one.
flatst de bal erin. Eigenlijk moet
And he showed me the
Ja,
Instagram.
het blijft een
Link to the
twijfelgevalletje,
Instagram
maar
so you
wordt
can
goed
see
gekeurd door
that.
de
I am
scheidsrechter.
giving credit to
Dus
the
1-0
sources
voor
of where I
Klein
find
Zwitserland
it.
uit deze variant van de strafcorner.
Okay. So it initially showed up. I'm sure Icons had it on theirs, but he showed me the Inside Hockey Instagram, and I went and found everything else from the Icons website on the highlights. And so this is Keenan from the art. Ooh, boy, that is bitter. I let that steep way too long. I better get this going. So he's a goal scorer for the Argentina for Los Leones. Leones, not Leonas. And scores this goal. So I'd like to hear your thoughts. Do I have a poll? No, I don't have a poll. So you're just gonna have to tell me. You're just gonna have to put it in the comments. What do you think? And Taff says no backswing, so not a hit, right? Is there no backswing? I'm gonna get picky about language. Ben, you're actually here. Oh, and you had some time. Great. So Ben, thank you. And I mean, when I was DMing Ben, I was like, I'm not sure if I can do anything with this, but because I found the bigger picture, it gave me a little bit more to look at. A little bit more. Not sure how incredibly stoked I am about this, but we will have a look. And let me do. I'm just gearing up my video pencil here so we can look. So it's very clear that this is the first hit at goal. Okay? From the top of the circle, as we're watching, Aki Kepler here from Germany but plays for the US is going to lay off this pass. This is not intended to be a shot at goal. It is definitely curled off. Okay, so there's no question that what we are trying to examine is whether this action is a hit or not a hit. What do we look for? So a number of comments on the Instagrams and even with Ben talked about the split grip. But as I've shared on several live streams, that split grip has nothing to do with it. The grip does not determine whether a ball is hit or not. You can push a ball with your hands together on the stick. At the end, halfway the handle, I mean, your technique would suck and it probably wouldn't be like the most effective push you've ever made, but you can push a ball that way because a push is defined as the action of moving the ball with your stick in contact with the ball along the floor. And look at this. We can even just go to... Sorry, I'm grooving. Back to the outdoor rules. Okay. There's hit at the top, but push, moving the ball along the ground using a pushing movement, circular, again, of the stick after the stick has been placed in contact or close to the ball. And then a hit, striking or slapping the ball, moving using a swinging movement of the stick towards the ball. So grip has nothing to do with it. Casper is liking that as a hit. Let's go have a look again. Indoors, we would allow a certain amount of backswing here before interpreting as a hit, and this is definitely within that range. Okay. And the certain amount is, I know that in the Netherlands in particular, they talk about over 50 centimeters as being too much of a backswing. And from everything that I've looked at, the difference between 50 centimeters and 1 meter is 50 centimeters. Good public mathing by me. But it's, I've always said that if it's 1 meter, it's too much. If it looks to be a meter, that is definitely a backswing. So, I mean, when you start talking about 50 centimeters, now you're like, well, so 55 is too much. But I think, we're looking at a very fuzzy range, a very fuzzy range. And when we talk about indoor hockey, we have to remember that there is another priority there. There's another concern. And that is that we're not just talking about the danger that's from the ball, but we're also looking at all over the court. We don't want follow throughs going at opposition's faces because everybody's low to the ground. Players have their sticks right down on the ground because the ball isn't supposed to be raised unless it is a shot at goal. So any hitting motion tends to have that follow through as well, which accentuates the danger. So I'm not saying that an indoor hit is the same as an outdoor hit. It's not. But it's the only sort of guideline we have. It's the only analogous situation. So I think although we wouldn't be as strict as we would be in indoor, it's close to that. Yes. 50 centimeters for Casper. It's a hit for Stain. And Luke is going for a hit. Luke is going for a scoop. Peter says it's a hit. Casper went to see Napoleon. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Probably not going to be on my list, but there you are. So let me really break this down. Even though this angle is far away, it's actually better than the second close up because this defender who is putting their reverse stick down on the ground, question mark, seems like a risky way to defend. What do I know? I don't play in the Hoofdklasse. Okay, as the ball was approaching the player, the first hint we have of the ball is being here. Okay, ball and that distance away from the stick. Can you see that? That looks like that's something that you can see. And as the ball moves closer, the wrists do pivot back, cock back to that stroke. So, really, what we're looking for is in this moment here, if you are looking at this is a, sort of a one time, which could be a collection to a push. You can absolutely collect the ball and push it along your stick and push it along the ground. But looking at where the stick came from as it approached the ball and how far away it did, and then that the ball springs off the stick after contact rather than staying on the stick for a period of time, which is often involved in a pushing motion. And I'm not talking about dragging. That's a different conversation, so don't get me into it. Having looked at it from as close as I can get, well, actually, I can get closer. Let's see. And of course, the defender is like absolutely right in the way to be able to see. Okay, here's the ball. And let's see what we have when we look at the low angle, the low on pitch angle. I don't think we can see anything there. It actually deflects off. Yeah. So we get completely blocked from that angle. Useless. What is the most important thing? What are you thinking now? Has anybody changed? Interesting ball. Oh, body language from the goal scorer. Yeah. He does spend a lot of time looking at the umpire, doesn't he? Calf, but if you were collecting the ball like that, wouldn't the ball ping off that quick anyway? Mm, no, no. The whole point of a push is that there's extended contact with the ball. Now, when people start arguing about what a drag is, they say that, if the ball has long contact with the stick and flings off, that must be a drag, but that's actually just a definition of what a push is. And a drag has to be collected from behind the feet and pulled towards the line of the body and then continuing through. The benefit being that the ball gets to be collected at more than 14.63 meters from the goal line and then can be brought in and then released maybe 10 meters from the goal line. That is why a drag is not permissible on a penalty stroke, because it reduces the distance to an unfair degree for the goalkeeper. But it's the extended contact that defines what a push is. And you don't have to have the ball completely in contact in order for there to be a push. It doesn't have to be that close, but we're looking for something, where is our line in the sand going to be? And Rupert's still on a free hit defense. And Rachel has gone the other way now. You're sold on a hit based on the angles. You hope your colleague would have a suitable view to assist. They might, but they probably don't because of where all this is happening. So, yeah, I didn't want to get super picky about this. But when the ball is shifting here, we have the opportunity for this umpire to consider potentially flashing. Now, it looks like they have a view in between the postie and the attacker number 19 coming through there, and they might be okay. But think about where your colleague's going to be. Look at all the bodies in their way. And it's as far away from them as possible. It's on your goal line. You need to be able to make this decision. And with the flattening of the angle that we experience because of where the camera is coming from, the fact that it looks to me like it's already close to being very close. I think that it's more than 50 centimeters from this wind up. And then the right hand starts bringing the stick back a little further to give it that extra momentum, that extra ping. So the ball springs off the stick rather than is flicked by the wrist motion off the stick. The rebound force is where it comes from. Okay. For me, that is with that, imagine that angle now. We can turn our camera and look at a little bit and like, oh, now that looks bigger. And this is one of the challenges that I have a lot of the time when I'm watching clips and watching from even 2-3 angles, is that sometimes we have to build the skill of visualization and understand that there's the possibility of those different angles. And when people say, well, calls are correct, but from any different angle, it's, could be just as correct. No, there's one correct decision. It's whether you have the correct angle to see it. So it's nice to be able to say that, but not necessarily correct. Dave, yeah, this is Hope to Class of regular season. They don't have video referral. So this stayed where it was. It was the comments on the Instagram that brought it to Ben's attention, who then sent it to me to bring it to my attention. And then I'm like, I will pronounce upon it. I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm not really kidding. Oh, is there an MCP plug coming? No, look, I've already asked you to look at 2 other courses. I can't also plug MCP. It's called Marketing Confusion. Casper, currently the Dutch supporting umpire's position is more diagonal, and not from the middle. Okay. And I know there's a lot of umpires who are experimenting with that. And I can see the merits in that, and I'm still sort of trying to gather data, and experience on whether that's good. It still is like sure going to be tough for them from that distance. And I persuaded Taff. Look, everybody, we're done. We're done.
How you like that?
I won. I'm just kidding. But the umpire was sold on the push in the moment. Yes, absolutely. So what I try to do here, it's not to be like, oh, the umpire made a mistake. None of that. What we're looking at is what are the principles that we apply so that we can make sure that we have an entirely different situation, different angles, different body position of all the players, different configuration of players in the net, all those things that we are making the best decision in that moment with those facts. These are just illustrations that allow us to tease out those principles and then apply them back. And that is how we learn. Marketing confusion in play. That's very funny. Okay. Look at that. 1 o'clock. I managed to drag it out and I have no idea why. Let's see. There's still some time. Yeah, Q3 just underway with Argentina and Spain. Argentina's still up 1-0, I think, if my eyes don't deceive me. And that's what we're covering today. We are going to be very, very busy in the servers. So let's see. Oh, there's a link to the third team. I found that button. Is that going to come up? Okay, well, the Sting came up. That was helpful. Announcements. I don't know. And if you'd like to just say, like, hey, Keely, maybe not your best show today, but I still think you offer value. There's these things that you can do over here. These things. I'd really appreciate it. Tricky, you missed everything. I'm literally signing off right now. That is so funny. Control indoor to mission critical. Now there's some confusion. Oh boy. Yes. Yes. And I'll be really interested, Rupert, if you give that positioning a try in indoor, the mission critical positioning for indoor that I am a big fan of, and nobody does except me. Do you want to be a rebel, Rupert? I mean, who doesn't want to be a rebel? I'm just kidding. It's I think it's a very, very productive and innovative way to look at indoor and get some really good decision making with very little risk, and you don't have to hop over the boards anymore. Hardly ever. You're very welcome. Make sure that when you're watching the socials and you see things that you're like, I think we could probably have a better discussion than this, please do come into the server and let me know, or send me a DM, tag me. I'll try to catch up with those things. I was going to show you a ratio. Let's see if I can pull it up here. I was really kind of proud of this. Oops, that's very big. Wait, I can't see it from over there. Oh, there we go. So I usually just leave stuff alone. For all the anger that I have in my heart, I don't let it out too often, but boy, I just sort of, let it go in this icons post from this aerial that we literally saw like 2.5 seconds of. And I like the ratio, 47 likes. That's pretty good. I think I'm up to 50 now, and they just keep stacking up. So icons, checkmate is what I say. And Rachel will be looking for hits this weekend. Keeley hour being an actual hour. I know. Like, what are the chances? There you go. You love the tram rails. Should I call them tram rails instead of train tracks? Is that a thing? Huh. Tram rails. Okay. I can probably do that. And cheers to you too, Stain. Nice to have you. Have yourself a fantastic hockey weekend. I hope you all stay warm. I hope your matches go ahead and they go ahead in safety. And we will see you in the Discord server for another of watch parties. We have Women's Junior World Cup right now, Monday. The Men's Junior World Cup kicks off in Oman? Malaysia. In Malaysia. And then we have Pro League, because why not? Why not? Pro League starts on the Tuesday. So pretty much I'm just going to be living in front of screens and watching games and hanging out with you folks. Great learning opportunities. So join the FHU 3T if you have the opportunity, even if you just hop in for a month and give it a try and decide it's fun for December, but I want to have a life and I don't need to know stuff about umpiring, then you can quit. But do you want to be a quitter? You don't want to be a quitter. You do, but guess what? As soon as I press end, the recording is available. The replay is there. So Ian, I appreciate you showing up regardless. Simon, it was nice to have you here live. What a change. It all felt so different. It was so new. Okay. Hockey weekend. Stay warm, stay unfrosty, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.